again. Level up, we building right now. From zero to hero, no cap, let's go. Build with AI, yeah, we stacking the code. Prompt the power, watch the future explode. Newbies listen up, rich top on the flow. Lessons from the grind, now you ready to grow. AI in the zone, rich top teacher, never build alone. From beginning to beast, yeah, we own the throne. Build with AI, make it your own. Yo, started simple, just a curious mind. Copy paste prompts, yeah, I wasted some time. Trial and error, prompts crashing like bricks, but I kept pushing, learned all the tricks. Don't just ask, direct it like a boss. Act like a senior dev, no fluff, no laws. Chain your thoughts, break it step by step. Few shot.
Hello, everybody. Got my mic on now. Now we're good.
But every fail taught me how to elevate the name. Rich top AI streaming live every night, showing y'all the path, turn the dark into light. Yeah, we stacking the code, prompt the power, watch the future.
We have 3 different things going on here, so if we can keep up, it's going to be a good thing.
Different mindset on lock, parallel agents, multi-thread the clock. No more one shot, I orchestrate the crew. Lane chain flows, make the model pursue. Tools in the mix, web search code, run. Don't fear the loop, let the agents have fun. For the new ones watching, start smart, don't stress. Build a simple bot, then scale to the next. I drop gems weekly, real talk, no hype. Mistakes I made, so you skip the white. From prompt engineer to full stack creator. AI ain't the future, yo, it's now, see you later. AI, yo, we stacking the code. Prompt the power, watch the future explode. AI, yo, we stacking the code.
All right, let's start some servers here.
Feel that bass hit deep. That's the grind. That's the leap. Rich top AI. We don't sleep. We build. We teach. We keep it elite. New blood come through. Grab the seat. Let's construct tomorrow. Make it complete. So log in, hit play, join the live stream squad. Rich top dropping knowledge. Applaud if you nod. From no code news to coding with flair. AI's the tool. You the one on prepare. We building empires. Pixel by pixel, futures wide open, make it official. Shout to the fam, tuning in every week. Together we rise, no cap, that's the peak. Yeah, we stacking the code, prompt the power, watch the future explode. Rich top AI.
Must have closed it. Let's see. All right, so getting set up here. Give me just a second here. Give me just a second. We're not going to do metal. We don't want to do metal, do we? Yeah. Let's try. Let's try lo-fi. See what that goes. All right. All right, so we have got to clear this because we're going to try to rebuild this journey game again. This is our 3rd attempt, but we made some major changes this time to try to correct some big gaps that we had. So what we're going to do here, have this Claude. All right, so we're going to delete this project that we did the other night, called Journey. So we can, there we go. So we can run this again and see how we come out. This is a little slow, takes a little time, but it's part of it. So you get real and raw, baby. All right, and then this guy we've got working on Squire. And let's go ahead and connect and push. Oh man, I did not copy my deploy script over. Don't think. Just leave it at that. All right, we're gonna look for, I had a deploy script that I could just run after we made changes to Squire. And when I switched back to Omarchi, I'm not sure that I pulled it over. Oh, I think he did find it. No. All right, now over here on this panel, and watch this. I think I can zoom in a little bit. Do it again. So on this panel right here, we've got ChatGPT 5.4 working on, oops, that was not the right, there we go. And why did X come back over here on that? Take that back over here. What in the world am I doing? There we go. So yeah, over here we got Codex working on it's called VidFlow, and I'm trying to automate after I live stream and I record these streams, be able to break those down into videos, short videos, So that's the plan over here. And again, up here, we've got Claude working with us on MandrelV2. And then down here, we're working on Squire. So we got a lot going on right now. Oopsie, what are you doing? Okay, we're deploying Squire, so we're gonna check that first and see how we do on that. It's gonna take just a minute here though. Uh-oh, what are we missing here? All right, so while that's running, we can come back to that. Let's get going on. Why do I keep losing it? That's weird. It's weird. That's not good. What's going on here? So our current working directory forward is not working for some reason. What's happening over here? Let's see on our front end. Oh, geez. I am all kinds of discombobulated here right now. Gotta get back on track. I got too many things going on. I can do 2, not 3. Lesson learned. In the wrong directory, Brian. I'm just like, something's odd going on here. I'm just losing windows. Why did that one just close? Okay, let's try this again. There we go. All right, we're going to call this game Journey. This is my first time through this workflow since making this change. So we're going to see. This is not how it's supposed to start, though. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, I'm not sure about this. Hold on a second here. I thought the way I had this set up was when you come in to start new project, you would enter project name, and then you're going to have some questions that you have to answer to get us to a point where we can fill in these contracts on the back side. Let me run it this way first. I don't need to tell him that. I just need to go do it. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is try to describe what we want, and the whole premise of MandrelV2 here is to give people that aren't in this field and aren't doing this every day a way to build personal apps. So I'm trying to make this as easy and as educational as possible as we go along. So what we're doing is we're intaking information on the front end, and then on the back end, we've got these contracts that have to be filled in, like data structure, components, all the things that can cause the AI to, you know, lose track or assume, and we don't want them assuming anything. So we're trying to negate the assumptions. So what we're going to do here is just describe what we want this to do, and this is going to be a puzzle. Well, let's do it this way. It's going to be a story, puzzle, adventure. And now I'm just going to describe the way the user comes in and the interaction that the user is going to have for the game flow. That'll fill in a lot of information right there for it. Oh, I forgot a part. We got to first choose a genre. What did I do? Sci-fi, horror, detective, fantasy, western. All right, that's good. And let's do this because I know it's going to ask. I'm going to go ahead and try to give it as much information as I can. They're part of the story. Let's say, put the Let me go ahead and get these. I'm gonna have to do this anyway, so let me go ahead and get the actual model number right, the right model numbers. I thought I had it pulled up, but I guess I don't. We want non-reasoning, I think. Yeah, we want non-reasoning here. Card, and I should be able to copy. There we go. Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. That doesn't go there. This goes here. And now we need to go to grab that model number. That there. All right. So what I've got so far. Story puzzle adventure game. User will choose a genre: sci-fi, horror, detective, fantasy, or western. Then they are presented with a card that they will enter a character name. They will become a part of the story. Input length on that is 50 characters. They can enter an optional story description. Let's 100 characters. Or they can leave it blank and the model will create. That is then passed to Grok 4.1 fast non-reasoning to generate the story arc. And in first chapter, the model also will generate 3 options for the user to pick from to guide the story or change the outcome. Then the model will also generate an image prompt from a major scene in that first chapter that we will pass to Gemini, Nano Banana, to generate the image. After reading the first chapter and answering the direction question, user is shown the image. Then that image will shatter into puzzle pieces that the user must complete before moving to chapter 2. Same cycle happens and finalizes on chapter 7, where after completion, the last puzzle is presented with a reward. So now we're going to do just a brief visual of what I want it to kind of look like the background. So we're going to do okay, reward after each puzzle is completed. We'll do subtle animation. This is probably really cheesy, but we're just gonna see if it's gonna follow directions. Okay, final reward. All right, sound effects, I'm just letting it kind of decide on that and see if it'll add a few little things. It's probably just going to be beeps and bops. Okay, what else are we missing here? Oh, we got to talk about the puzzle, how the puzzle works. All right, the puzzle, we want piece tray on right side screen. canvas. Okay, puzzle. How do we want the puzzle to how do we want the user to interact with the puzzle? It's from the user point of view. We want a piece tray that's on the right side of the canvas. The main puzzle board is clearly outlined with edges. The pieces fit against those edges. Let's see, it'll understand what I'm saying. Needs to feel like inset and pieces will snap, slightly magnetic pull into place. If you give them descriptions like that, they'll know exactly what you're talking about. I'm trying to get better at that because that's one thing I'm figuring out, that the more adjectives that you can use to describe how you want something to feel or react, the better they're going to get it. User has a filter button for edge pieces, and when two pieces are on the board, they can be locked together even if not in Okay, so we've walked through, for the most part, a complete flow, and then we're going to repeat this. So once we get that first flow done, the rest is gravy. But this is not an easy project, by the way. This is when you're taking an image and you're breaking it up, there's a lot of math, right? Like you've got to figure how you're going to cut the pieces, what kind of shapes you're going to cut the pieces. Then you've got to map all of that out to a spot on the canvas. So there's a lot going on. So, and I'm doing this intentionally because I know we can make an easy one, right? So it's about testing a difficult project to see if you can build this with not a lot of technical knowledge. So here we go. And here's our first question. Who's it for? We're going to say me and my family and friends. And what you're doing with that question, so if I go back, this question is really about auth, right? Authorization. So it's going to know if it's just me. If I say just me, it's probably going to suggest you don't have to have an auth, right? No, you don't have to protect the database. But if I say there's going to be multiple players, then we're going to probably have to have some kind of way to sign in. What's the main thing someone does when someone opens your app? What's the first thing they should be able to do? Browse or read content, create or add something new, player interact with something. So just giving it an idea of what we're doing. Walk me through it. Imagine someone using your app. First time. Oh, I already did that, man. Can I go back? Yeah, let's just copy this. Family and friends, continue. Player interact. That should give them a lot. All right, so they're going to type in character name, story description, and then they will, well, that's story decision. Let's go back. So it's saying what kind of information is this app going to have to take in and hold on to? That's what they're trying to get to here, right? So what needs an input, and then what are we going to save from that input? So we know we're going to have to type a character name in, and we know we're going to have to type well, you don't have to, but you can type a story description in, and then you're going to have to make a story decision from a multiple choice, and I did not put multiple choice. And I was going to put something about the puzzle piece here, but I know what we're doing here. Obviously, I know. This is about what kind of input you need and what you're going to do with those inputs. If someone closes the app and comes back tomorrow, what should still be there? Everything pick up right where they left off. Yep. And that's just telling it. And what we're doing here is telling it we got to need some kind of database, right? Don't know what kind of database yet, but we're going to need some kind of database. Does anything move or react on screen? Does anything animate, update live, or react? Yeah, we're going to be able to drag things around, then things animate or move. Live updates, counters, and timers, yes. Drawing or painting on the canvas, we're going to say yes. Yeah, we'll say no there. All right, what are they dragging? Puzzle pieces. What moves? Image. And what triggers it when it does stop? What moves? All right. User can golly, come on, Brian. Navigate in this previous chapters. Puzzle pieces, they need to be so I'm just, it's asking me what is going to move, right? So what are we dragging? We said we were going to drag some things. So what are we dragging? So we know we're going to be dragging puzzle pieces from one side to the next side of the screen. And then what moves, what triggers it, and when does it stop? We know that the user is going to be able to navigate on the canvas from the chapter they're on to the previous chapter they've already done or they've already completed. So we're going to say that, and what triggers it. Let's say, hopefully this is not confusing it more. We're going to say triggered by user keyboard mouse. What updates? How off? We're going to have to work on that question. That is not specific enough at all. That question is yeah, exactly. What updates? How off? I mean, I know what it's asking, but it's a terrible way to ask it. All right, we're gonna leave this blank. We're gonna hit continue. We forgot to put that. I want to be able to download those images too. That'll catch it. They just enjoy the experience. Let's go with all those. Let's do cozy and warm. Anything else? Want images downloadable, shareable. All right, I think that's it. Now we're going to start engineering. Now we're going to have probably a lot more questions here, but my goal those questions we just finished is what I added to this because we were missing a lot of things, and especially in data flow. And I'm also trying to speed this process up a little. I know Squire's back up because I'm getting emails now. So let's jump over there while we're waiting on this. Let's reload it. Uh-oh. It's not up. Why am I getting emails? That's the wrong one. So we're just doing a quick check here to make sure Squire's up and running. This is my personal assistant. This is not Clawbot at all. This is my personal design myself from the ground up. It thinks it's no, we have completed. Worked. watch this. It can go check its own code. And it can also talk to Mandrel, which I'll show you that in just a second. Go check the code. First check Mandrel. Squire agent should see the context. So what it's doing is, this is Mandrel, my original tool that I use to build with AI. I cannot build without it. I'm addicted to this thing. So if we go to Squire Agent, which is the project, got a lot of projects. Squire Agent. These are our contacts. Let's bring this bigger so you can see. So this was the plan. Oh, they didn't save a handoff or completion. Hold on a second. Got to get that done. See if it did it save. No, it didn't. So we get back over here. Yeah. So what it's saying here is, it saw the planning context, which is what I saw, which was this one right here, because I forgot to tell the agent to save the work that it did. So now it's in there. So now Squire should be able to see it. So we tell him that, and it's going to go check, and it's going to see what work was done on its own code base. And Squire can also work on its own code base if I so choose. It can work on it itself. It also has can use Claude Code headless as well, which, by the way, I didn't say that out loud because Anthropic just announced today that that's a no-no. Like, they made it an official. But Squire's using the API, and it just has Claude Code as a tool, so that's technically not violating, I don't think, their policy. We're going to go with it until they tell me no. I did ask a question to try to clarify. We'll see if they answer it. All right, now we're going to go back to Mandrel and see where we're at here. Our MandrelV2. So it knows the loop. It's asking me what stack we want to use. For the data model. All right, this is how I'm going to tell it, because I'm a firm believer in this. I'm going to tell it to use the stack that it's most confident with. So I'm just telling to use, like I said, it's the same thing. It's stack that it's confident with to accomplish the outline of how the game should flow and be presented. And we do want a web app that will just run local. Now, one of the things that I've had this happen before, but I did it the first time, the first run through of this game. And I tried to tell it what I wanted it to do, because I wanted it to use Pixie.js. I thought that's more modern. It'll be cooler, but it struggled. It struggled with that. So the second time around, we used web HTML. Is it a WebGL, I believe is what it was. And it did a lot better with that. So sometimes you can force it, but there's no need here is my point. We're just trying to get a game, see if it works. So let it, let's let it use the stack that it's, confident in and has the most training on is really what we're doing. TypeScript and React. How did I know it was going to choose that? Well, this is interesting. This is a little different from the last time. Oh no. Oh no. I cracked myself up. I'm gonna use Drizzle. I like Drizzle. Keeps things nice and tidy. Browser target, evergreen, yeah. Now we're good. We still didn't fill a lot of these contracts in from that initial questions. That's disappointing to me. I was really hoping this would be farther along. Yeah, we're gonna do mono repo. I have used Hono servers before. So again, if anybody's watching live, give me a shoot me a message. Tell me what you're working on. I would really appreciate it subscribed on YouTube. That'd really make my night. All right, so mono repo. Yeah, we're gonna do client side. All right, so what I've got to do here to really speed this up, because this is just takes too long, is I've got to get them to adjust the prompt. We got to get multiple questions. You got to start grouping these questions up. Because what I'm going to add is we're going to have a sidebar. We're going to have a helper, and it's Manny. And you're going to be able to call Manny right down here on a button. So you can have a side conversation about, the question if you don't understand the question. It's perfect. It's a great choice, Claude. A great choice. Is this thing? Yeah. So it's just asking about how to set up the folder structure. Honestly, this probably could just be taken out and let them do their recommendation on that one. Yeah, no logins. For now. I didn't answer the other question. What's everybody doing on this Friday night? They have multiple game sessions going at once. Let's just do one active at a time, just to keep it a little bit simpler. I'm gonna pause here a second because So what I'm doing is, it didn't feel like we answered all those questions, and they were pretty decent questions, I think, and got us some good meat to work with, but I don't think the model used them, because this should have been farther along. Yeah, I don't think I want to trade that one off. I'm not spelling this right. That's not right. The 1R. Oh, come on. Almost had it. So it's asking me if we want to lose state. If a user's in the middle of a puzzle, they get out and they come back. It was trying to push me to say, you just start the puzzle over, but that's not what I want to do. We want to be able to exit out and come back, and the pieces that you've completed are still there. I've also got to tell it something else that I forgot, that I want the difficulty to be easy at the beginning, and then it goes up as you go through the chapters. What are you talking about, Claude? If the user quits mid-puzzle, should we save the exact pieces of every piece placed? Yes. So they resume exactly where they left off. Or is it enough? Man, it keeps pushing that way. Or is it enough to just know puzzle not completed? That is not what I said. And reset, it does not want to do that. You're going to do it though, Claude. You're going to do it. And you're going to like it. All right. And I'm going to say locked in place. right, now here I'm going to tell it to reference. Let's do it this way. Search online for other puzzle games to get the logic. So what I'm doing here is I want to try, I don't want it guessing, right? So I want it to go, and I don't think that I have this in here. That's why I'm trying to test this. I don't think, well, no, we're using Claude Code headless, so it should be fine. So it should be able to go out and search anything that it needs to. So yeah, I had to think that one through. That's good. We're just gonna leave it like that. If he comes back real quick, we're gonna know it didn't do that. Yeah, let's top out at, let's top out at 100 pieces. Nice round number. That one's supposed to show up over there. Hit the wrong buttons. What did I do? What did I do? What did I do? Good news is it saves it. That is the good news. It's all good. Friday night. Tell me what y'all are doing. What are you working on? What projects? All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there. All fine. I'm definitely taking this out. User is not going to have, a regular user is going to have any idea what this is. I gotta get back over here on Codex, get him going again. All right, on our vid flow, we've got phases 3, or 4 and 5 partially completed. Is 4 remaining, stronger plan validation. Tell you, man, GPT-5 is definitely different than working with Claude. It's more matter of fact. All right, here's what I want to do. Plan. Phase 3 and 4. All right, let's go get our answer to this question where I asked if our initial entry questions are being used. Well, it said it did. It said it updated 9 domains. Well, I think it's a little confused, but it's all right. I didn't answer that question. Getting ahead of myself. What should happen, retry. Oh, yeah. We're gonna do post, API game start, genre, character name, story description on a request. As long as you keep them the same, it's all that matters here. It's tough keeping multiple of these agents going at one time. I really don't know how these people do it. They've got 10, 12, 15 of them going. We're still just covering, oh, we're getting close, 78% now. We're just covering air handling right now. So again, if anybody's just coming in, what we're doing here, this is MandrelV2. This is a build that I'm working on that is going to be designed to teach and allow people to build personal apps. This is not about putting things in production for, you know, to go make a bunch of money. This is about learning to work with AI and learning how to build apps, personal apps. So this flow here, we're using what we're calling the engineer, and it's asking the user questions about its app and filling in these contracts over here. That way we have a nice base to work off of. Purpose of that is to try to prevent drift and prevent the model from trying to guess, because when it starts guessing is when you get spaghetti and you get dead code everywhere. Can the user abandon the story mid-game and start a completely new one? For example, they're on chapter 3 and decide they want to try a different genre. Yes, let's give the user an escape route. I did not answer the entire question again. I think I'm a little tired tonight, man. I'm a little tired tonight. It's been a long week at work. This is a good test, though, to see if it'll follow up. That's fine. It just filled in the gaps. Yep. We want no hard coded keys. Oh yeah, we gotta keep the piece. So it's asking me when a piece is dropped and it's not in the right spot where it belongs, does it snap back to the tray or does it stay on the board? And we're gonna have to say this piece stays on canvas board. Does not snap back. Let's answer all the questions this time. 2, image shatter animation. I think we're almost there, but we still got to go through the designer. So Hang in there. All right. Right click. It's fine. And yes, the piece needs to be rotated correctly. Snap to place. All right, I think this might get us there. All right, we have finished the engineer flow. We get a little review here. And we're going to hit generate files. And what this is doing is it's going to generate these contracts that we just filled in. It's going to create a project directory by the name of the project we gave it. It's going to store those contracts in there and a handoff. And then it's also going to store all of this in the MandrelV2 database, which is Postgres PG vector. The same as the OG Mandrel. This one. All right, there's our handoff, and we should be good. So if we go back over here and go to and we should have a journey directory now. We do. We go there and we look at our files, and we've got a handoff, and we go to contracts. We're going to have all of those contracts filled in. So now, what we're going to do is we go to the designer. We hit new design, and we're going to select our project that we just started, which is Journey. And I should have, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. We're going to do this. Reference. So the same thing with the designer. We got this list of contracts over here that we've got to get filled out. So it should read our engineer contracts and handoff and be able to fill in some of this already. But I've got some cool little features built into this. We've got a sounds palette. We've got a sound synthesizer, and then we got a color palette that we can pull up to customize colors, customize sounds. Yeah, see, it read all of it. It's up to date. It knows what's going on. We're gonna do that on the build side. All right, thinking here. I'm just thinking. All right, so now it's asking me if we want a color themes that adapts per genre, or a base palette that shifts mood depending on the story. Unified color schema that adapts per genre, or a base palette that shows mood depending on the story. Now we're just going to do color theme per genre. So the overall feel, we just want clean, minimal, and not dark. We want light. I mean, not light. We want dark. You people that like light mode, I don't understand you. That's not bad. That's not bad. So here's our color palette. So this comes up to give you options to adjust these colors if you want. So you got your primary, your secondary, your accent, your background, and your surface. Primary, secondary, muted colors. And then you get a little idea down here how these colors go together in a preview. So we're gonna just call this journey. We'll save the palette and we'll say, yeah, that looks good. All right, so now we're gonna do sci-fi. Got primary, secondary. It's not working, is it? Why is it not changing the color? Oh, there we go. Gotta change that though. We should be able to select these.
When your mind becomes demanding, when you long for something, you will end up violating your own precepts, not to tell lies.
All right, we're gonna call this sci-fi.
Not to be immoral and so forth. If you keep your original mind, precepts will keep themselves. The beginner's mind is the mind of compassion. When our mind is compassionate, it is boundless. This is also the real secret of the arts. Always be a beginner. Be very, very careful about this point.
Or so we want that red. Let's go a little stronger. Yeah, I like that. Let's do like that. Need more orange, don't we? Need more orange. Alright, let's name this more. So yeah, the idea here is to give the users, an easy way to visually see and understand, kind of what they're designing and building, and give them an easy way to adjust it. Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. Why did we get that? I don't think that was on our end, though. Now, can I, if I dismiss this... All right, now what are we doing? We're doing detective. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Background. Let's do that. Let's do that. That. Do that. I I've got to work on this, updating these colors better. No, I don't like that. It's defaulting back. It's not letting me change them. That is a problem. That is a major problem. So if I go, let's go super dark. Click back on. Yeah, we're not allowing me to save it. All right, then that means there we go, Brian. Come on, wrong palette. I'm in flooring sales, so I also deal with pallets. The other palette. Designer color palette is not allowing. But so we got that one logged. Let's name that Detective. My X stream just say I had 78 views. And that's got to be a record. Can one of you 78 that's been in here? We got another error. So we're timing out something over here. Say hi, send a message. I don't know why. I bet I know why. Bet you I know why. I think my credit card, because not to get into all of it, but I hit a deer a few weeks ago and I had to go pick my car up from getting fixed yesterday, and I had a big bill that I had to pay. And I used my card, and I bet my card has gotten a hold on it. All right, I'm gonna have to do this off screen, so let me pull this down and let's move that to y'all are gonna have to give me a few minutes here because I got to check something. Never a dull moment, man. It's always something going on. Something you got to take care of. All right. Getting there. Stick with me, y'all. Stick with me. Oh, wrong account. Wrong account, wrong account, wrong account. That account. There we go. That's the wrong. All right. I am trying to figure out why I'm getting a 500 error. Going to billing, going to billing. Got money, so that's not it. That's not the problem. So what is the problem? How far along are we? How far along are we? 43%. 43%. set up back. Yeah. Ah, come on. Why is it doing that? There we go. There we go. There we go. Now I got it. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, man. Come on. Oh, I need to go up here. I need to go up here and get this. I'm trying going this way. There we go. Finally got it. Known issue. Known. Well, why don't we fix the known issue? I think we got to go through one more color palette too, don't we? Pretty sure. There we go. Okay, we're gonna call this fantasy. Should not have capitalized that. Call that Western. All right, that should be all the color palettes. I'm going to do my best to speed this up, y'all. Let's do a mix. And it should bring up some samples for us. There we go. And obviously, this is very basic, but we're gonna enhance this. We're just gonna really do it by using skills, to be honest with you. I like this one. I like that one. So again, the idea here is to keep this simple for the user. This is your, this is a tool for the beginner. And this, what you're looking at is very MVP-ish. It's not in its final form by any stretch of the imagination. We're just making sure it works. It didn't like my choice. It's trying to talk me out of it, which is good. That's a good thing. Show me some more pairings that fit your description. So yeah, this is designed for, new people and trying to give it some interaction like this so it, you can visually see what's going on as well. All right, let's go with that one. Actually, I like this one better. Now that's a beautiful pairing. Come on, man. Dude, you're the one that gave it to me. He doesn't know that, though. Yes, flip it. Yes, flip it up. Flip it up, rub it down. Oh no, that's not it, right? Flip it up, smack it. Flip it up, smack it. I cracked myself up, right? So I sit here and do this. Let's see if it recognizes what I said. And if you're real young, you have no idea what I'm talking about there. But if you're a Gen Xer, you know exactly what flip it up, smack it, rub it down, oh no is. Consider it flipped, smacked, and rubbed down. Oh no. So it did recognize. So here's your locked in typography, source serif. Yeah. How should a genre selection scene be laid out since you have 5 genre cards? I'm thinking either a centered grid row of 5 cards, clean, simple, all visible at once. Carousel slider. Let's do carousel, man. Let's just get crazy. Gotta spell it right though. We go center layout. How should the puzzle screen be organized? The specs call for a puzzle board and a piece tray. I'm thinking puzzle board center left, piece tray on the right. Yes, that's what we said. Puzzle board on top, piece. No. We're gonna go tray on right. 66%. We gotta get there, man. We gotta get there. What time is it? What time is it? $11:16. All right. Since the path is a key part of the pressure, now I lean towards both. What are we asking? Collapse or mini map? We're going to do both. Somebody say hi in the chat. Let me get one person tonight to say a project that you're working on. I want to know so I can go check it out. Do you have a repo? Share your repo. All right. Little review, the visual tone, personality, has spacious and breathing, lots of white space, compact and dense, more visible from. Yeah, we're gonna do spacious. Spacious. Let it breathe, baby. Let it breathe. Asha corners and shapes feel rounded, soft, sharp, slightly rounded. We're gonna do slightly rounded. And I'm not doing it because it said. That's what I usually go with. Usually down the middle. Didn't we already talk about this? Oh, same card shapes, same button styles. We're gonna do consistent. I wanna I would normally go the other way, but let's just do consistent. Structure now. All right, where are we at? Is this the last thing? Components, maybe. Got something missing on pages. All right, components, the actual UI elements. How should the genre of cards on the carousel look? Each card represents a whole world, sci-fi, horror. Yeah, we want abstract. Sorry about that. I just hit the mic. My hand. Have I told you I'm a pro at this? Sarcasm. Did we ever tell them 3 options? I don't know that I ever told them that. Yeah, let's just go full width. Yeah, typewriter feel is good. And let's do single centered card. We don't want too much going on. We want the pieces lined up. Yeah, grid. That's edge. That's what we want. Fingers are not working. We're gonna do title, logo at top, and hold on a second. All right, what should be the focal point? Be the genre card itself. Yes, that's what we want. We're gonna just do swipe on. Swipe only. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish this contract out, or this design phase out, and then we're going to pass it to our builder up here, and then we're going to call it a night, and then in the morning we're going to see if we have a game or not. choices don't become visible. Oh my goodness, man. Don't become visible until end of story or end of chapter. Path lines vertically. Yes, completed. Should show small image. Do plain dark for background. I'm hoping we get through this in about 2 more questions. I think we will. Maybe 1 more. That should take care of this. Let's do layout. Animation is start chapter 1 and and then they are a grid being on. All right, we're not going to get done with 2 more questions. We're going to maybe 2 more from here.
I saw it when I walked, boy.
Arrangement. Fine. Let's do zoom up full screen. It did not ask me about the download button. I'm gonna have to mention that, or that's gonna get missed. And listen, if it makes it to this point, to the end, we're good, right? And we're still at 89%. Come on, man. Yeah, general elevation. So I just added in that we need to be able to download. We need a download component because that was never discussed. I don't remember talking about that, so I just want to make sure it understood that. But yeah, this flow needs a lot of work, obviously. It's all good. Yes, how should... It was weird. Weird. I don't know what that was. Turn my camera on just in case. It was weird. All right, how should transitions between screen phases feel? For example, going from genre selection to character setup. All right, we're just gonna do fade is good. All right, we'll answer his first question. Spell, man. Can't spell. Recommendation is fine. Hopefully this is it. Maybe one more. One last interaction. Here we go. right. See what happens here. See if we get some. We should get kind of a preview too. And I will be right back. Hey, we made it through. All right, let's generate a preview here real quick. We are waiting on a preview, hopefully, that's going to mock up. I haven't had any problems with this. This has worked pretty well, so I'm pretty confident. If I can speed this engineer and designer up, which I think I can, because there's a lot of this that I can combine and we can ask multiple questions at once, especially when I add that help layer, Manny. And then we generate this mock-up view. I think that's going to be a pretty tight workflow. Now, we got to build it, right? We got to prove that the build works and that the contracts are capturing what we need, and that's what we're going to do next. While we're waiting on that, let's go back over here and check on codecs. Let's see, phase 3 is missing, so he did its review, found some gaps. So what I have GPT-5.4 over here doing is I'm trying to build a clip maker from my live streams where I can feed it my entire live stream video. It's going to load into a like Remotion type player or its editor, and I'm going to be able to timestamp and annotate, and then I'll pass that to an AI, and then it can use FFmpeg to give me a rough cut. So anything that I can do to help, because time is my enemy, right? Like I work full time. I'm a flooring sales rep. So this is my side hobby, dream job, I guess you'd want to say. So I need help with, automation of things that I can automate. So that's what I'm trying to do here. All right, let's go see if our, oh yeah, preview is up. And this is, again, this is just rough, right? Like this is not going to be exact. We should be able to interact here. So you're going to be able to enter a character name, big country. You'll be able to tell your story down here. Enter. And this is how your story will be displayed. This will be a question you have to answer. Oh, I don't know why. Something's going on with my Linux, man. Why it's doing that. So you'll answer a question. Should take you to the reveal. Gives you an image. You hit continue. This is your puzzle. Pieces, which just would be on the side over here. Then we get to see a path. And get your reward. And you should be able to go back and navigate this path as well. Did I hear sounds? Keep playing. Start over. Okay. All right. That's our preview. So what we're going to do here, we're going to say finalize design. We get the same thing as we did from the engineer. We get a handoff, and let's see if we go back over here. We'll say 2. Yeah. Get out of there. I think I've got to. What do I got to do to move past this? Come on now. I think we're done. That's right. I think we're done. Yeah, we're done. But what I'm curious about. Okay, now we go to the our builder section. We've got something called a contractor. So if we go to contractor, and anything that's been through this designer engineer phase and we have contracts for, I'm not convinced that. I feel like there's something else that needs to happen here. Guess not. All right. So anything that's been through that phase, yeah. So you've got engineer and designer contracts here. So you can see that they're both attached, and these are our contracts that are tied to it. If we click that, now the contractor is going to read that, and it's going to think about any edge cases, and it's going to try to generate some, not try, it will generate 7 questions, up to 7 questions to clarify anything that it thinks it's not clear on. So we're going to answer these questions, and we're going to let it go build. And like I said, I'm going to sign off for the night. All right, we got our questions. How should the genre selection carousel actually work? What's the swipe navigation behavior? The page's contract says swipe only navigation, no arrows or dots for the genre carousel, but there's no behavioral spec defining this. On desktop browsers, swipe isn't a natural interaction. Most users expect to click or use arrow keys. We need to decide, does the user click and drag horizontally, use arrow keys, mouse wheel without nailing this down? Okay, let's just go with arrow keys. It's fine. When actually does the shatter animation trigger? Is it automatic or does the user initiate? User click on image. Now let's do this. It's a brief viewing moment. Let's do 5 seconds. And then image shatters to puzzle. All right. How should the puzzle piece rotation and position be saved and restored? And does the puzzle piece table need a rotation field? The interactions contract says right click pieces, rotates pieces 45 degrees through 8 orientations, and the state's contract says pieces positions are restored on resume, but the puzzle piece data model is only stores board X, board Y, and is locked. There's no rotation field, so we're gonna have to add one, brother. If a player rotates a piece to 135 degrees, leaves and comes back, that rotation should be lost, or would be lost. You have to re-rotate every piece, which would be really frustrating. Yeah, it would be. That would be a little frustrating. But now let's see. Okay, I am going to say you didn't really ask me a question there, other than yes, we need a rotation field to store that data. We definitely don't want user to have to rotate every piece. That's cracking me up still. I said that would be frustrating. Every piece. All right. What happens between choosing a story option and the next chapter appearing? And can user do anything during the wait? I thought we had that defined. After the user picks one of the three choices, the server needs to call to AI service. Which take 10 to 30 cents total. Generate loading state. But from the flow, from choice selected, loading, the next chapter story, the image reveal shadow is a multi-step sequence. I gotta ask, because I don't think it's seeing. Can you see contracts from fire? This should be in there. All right, but let me answer the question. What happens between choosing a story option and the next chapter appearing? When user reads chapter, at the end is the choices. After user makes choices, they then are presented with the image. Wait. We show seconds and then enter puzzle mode. How should the story choice selection work? Does the user select the choice text string or the choice index? There's a mismatch between the API data. Okay, see, we're catching stuff. This is good. This is good stuff. We need to pick one approach and be consistent. I agree. The interface contract defines selected choice is the request as a string, while the data contract defines chapter choice as integer. Those need to be reconciled. I am going to tell it to use your best judgment, and as you know, just make it consistent. Let's just do that. Let's just go with that. How many more we got here? We're getting close. What should a typewriter text reveal? So it did see the designer, because it wouldn't have known the typewriter thing unless it did. What should a typewriter? Hey, I just got a message. We got our first message. Is it real? Hello, 12-year dev, senior platform engineer, heavy working with agentic workspaces for software archaeology. Wow, that's cool. For software archaeology research and legacy modernization. Looking for implementing MCPs right now, just starting with it. Here for learning how everything is going over there. That's pretty cool, man. Software archaeology research. You're gonna have to tell me what that is a little. Tell me, what is it that you're doing with that? Like, I need more explanation there, because that's pretty cool. All right. What should the typewriter text reveal speed be, and should it just adjust based on paragraph length? Again, I'm gonna say, let's base it. It's a good suggestion, so let's go with it. Let's base it on paragraph. See, that question's not as critical to me. That's something that can be changed. So I think we're in this last few questions here that are not that important. I mean, they are, but not for functionality of it. What size and format should the AI generated images be? Splits into 100 pieces, gives 100 by 100 pieces. Reasonable. Good math breaks. Again, I'm gonna say use need way to or consistent size. All right, last question. How does the final gallery auto slideshow transition into the grid layout and can use the user interrupt it? How does the final gallery auto slideshow transition into the grid layout and can the user interact? Page's contract describes a two-phase final gallery. First, an auto-playing slideshow. Yeah, we're gonna, yes, let's allow user to skip slideshow. What else was the question? After completing 7 puzzles, a forced unskippable. We answered that. We also need to know the transition animation from slideshow mode to grid mode. The images shrink and rearrange, or is it a cut? Let's just do a cut. All right. Now we're going to build. All right, let me read what we got here. Where or 90s technologies. Oh yeah, that's cool. Unknown ecosystems with no documentation, devs with knowledge, chaotic source code repositories with no clear path to know what is in production. Production working, rack space servers, no compiling either. Researching development, enabling DevOps enablement. And finally, migration is what I'm doing right now. Man, you are in it, dude. I appreciate the comments. That means a lot. Seriously, that's cool. Thank you. "12 years in it. You can teach me a lot too. I'm learning as I go, man. Learning as I go. I tell people I'm operating like an AI. I bring in context as I need it. Yeah, right now MandrelV2 is my idea of a tool to give people that don't know anything about building with AI, that's never done it before, and allow them to build personal apps. So that's why we have this engineer flow and a designer flow that kind of walks them through the whole process. And then on the back end, we're filling in these contracts. So we're asking questions, basically asking users. It's like a plan mode, okay? Just a detailed plan mode. But they have to fill in contracts. So data structure, components, doing that to try to prevent drift and, hopefully some spaghetti code, and to keep things a little more tight. So this is all experimental. This is only my third time through this flow. I've already changed a couple things. And I'm giving it I don't think an easy app to build. We're building a game I'm calling Journey. It's a puzzle story game. So user comes in, enters a character name, and can give actually they pick a genre first. So they're going to pick like horror, sci-fi, fantasy, western, or a detective story. They're going to come in, give a character name. Then they can give us a story description, or they can leave it blank. And then we're going to make a call to Grok 4.1 fast because it's cheap and it's good. It's going to generate a story based off the user input with the character name. It's going to also generate a image prompt and bring that back, and then we'll send that to Gemini for an image, and then it'll give the first chapter. We'll have 7 chapters. I know all this works. We've been through this a few times. It sounds a lot, but this part will work. At the end of that first chapter, then it's going to give the user a choice to some multiple choice question to be, change the story. Is that idea you have to build over? And then the idea, have you built over? Well, okay, MCP. So what I use, this is MandrelV2, okay? This is a new build that I'm doing. But my original tool that I used to build with is this. This is Mandrel, the original. And this is an MCP tool that, let's go back over here. So this is a Claude Code session, and this is a Claude Code session. And right here in this session, it saved a context to Mandrel. So we do work, whatever we're building, whatever we're working on, it can save a context to here. So this project right now, let's go to VidFlow. So this is VidFlow, and this is Codex right here on this side. Codex is working in that project and saving context here. Let's see if I refresh it. Well, he hasn't saved one in a while, but anyway. Yeah, but this is an MCP, or that's how they access it, is an MCP. It has 21 tools, so it can save context, retrieve context, search context, save decisions, create task, update task, just things like that. It's a project management tool. All right, so let's got to get this thing built in here real quick. Prove and build. So that's going to run. And in the morning, we're going to know whether we have a working app or not. Did I have an MCP tag on my stream? I didn't remember tagging it with the MCP. But are you trying to build one? Is that what you're trying to do? I say trying, you probably have already built one, but all right, is there any kind of additional layer that allows us to filter over the context in the MCP server in order to make the MCP server react faster when the content of the MCP is very big? And I'm making assumptions here, but I'm going to ask a couple questions. Or is it managed only by the LLM while the process is thinking? Is there any kind of indexing or something like that? So when you say, is there any kind of additional layer that allows us to filter over the context in the MCP? Okay, the context in the MCP server. Are you meaning the tools? Because that's the only thing that should be in that MCP is your tool schemas, right? Like it's going to be a JSON files that loads whatever tools or whatever capabilities that MCP is doing. So I'm assuming that's what you mean. And if that's what you mean, then depending on how complex that schema is, there are ways you can make it, not as complex, not as detailed, because the LLMs, let me tell you, to give you an example, when I first built Mandrel, this tool, and all the tools, like I said, it has 21 tools it can use. So when the model connects to the server, when I start Claude Code and it connects, it loads these tools into the context of the model, right? And it's all those schemas. It loads all those in. Well, that's how it that's how a normal MCP works. Claude Code now they do a lazy load thing now, but that's how it generally works. So when you connect an MCP, those tools and how to use those tools, the instructions are loaded into the context of the model. So now, having said that, is that what you're trying to say? Are you trying to get that smaller? Are you saying your MCP is slow? Give me a little more. What is... All right. We're going to close down shop here in a minute. And what I want you to do, GPT, is we're going to save a context. Yeah. So where, if you're still here, this is an example of, I'm telling this model to use Mandrel. I'm telling to save a handoff context on your work and what the next thing is to do. So tomorrow when we come back in and I start again, then it's just going to go in and read that database. It's going to go to that project, read the database, and have, you know, context on what it needs to do. All right, let's see what you said over here. All right, I'm gonna read this again. I'm referring more like if I have 10 main topics, but these topics have 50 subtopics, but also I want to reach as first list these 50 topics, because there could be different interpretations and hierarchy of interpretation. Is there a way to manage those requests from the MCP client, analyze the request, and then filter? See, I'm still a little confused. Are you talking about you have an MCP that's connected to a database and you've got topics in this database, and then you've got subtopics of it, or you've got a file structure, and then you've got subfiles or subdirectories of, is that what you're talking about? Or is it the actual tools that your MCP is providing to the model? That's where I'm confused right now. Because if it's the database, if it's like, and like I said, it could be files, it might be markdown files, but I'm going to call it a database. But in your database, if that's what you're talking about, then indexing is, especially if it's a SQL or a vector database, then indexing would be the thing to do, because then you could have, you know, relationships between our, you know, F keys. Let's see. Go back here, make sure it saved it. Uh-oh, I think it went to the wrong project. I bet it went to Squire Agent. Yep. Because I didn't tell it to switch back. That's a little bug I got in here I gotta fix. I need to have multiple agents be able to work in different projects. But I can fix that. Yeah, this one's got to go too. This one's got to go too. All right, so it's connected to a document file of knowledge. It's connected, but I'm trying to create an additional layer in a database to search through these topics faster. Okay, I see what you're saying. So you are saying that code with AI tools, so you're saying that it's simple to manage it in the code. Yeah, I mean, now listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know everything, because I certainly do not. But I have built a lot. I've done a lot with databases. I've done a lot with Postgres. I've done a lot with, well, not a lot. I've done some with SQLite, but I've done a lot with Postgres and Vector and RAG and MCPs. So what I'm hearing you say, let's see, let me think about this a minute. So you're connecting to a document. All right, I'm gonna assume here that you're connecting to a database, and I'm just gonna say it's an SQL or a whatever, it doesn't matter what kind, but I'm going to assume it's a database. So the way I would do it is, and now you also got to know that I'm doing this with AI, right? So this is how I would have AI do this for me, or how I would talk to it about it. If you've got a database and you've got a table, right? So you've got a table in the database, and that's where things are stored in columns. So anytime you add something to a database, you're going to add another topic to a database. You're adding another table. There's another way you could do this, but this is the basic way, the way I've done it. So once you have that, then you need a way to link those together, right? So you're going to have some kind of, one of your fields is going to relate to, and it's usually your ID, is going to link to this other table, so you know that they're tied together. So that's kind of how you build your database out. So you'd have different topics, you'd have different tables for your different topics. Because if you put everything in one table, then you're losing your advantage of what a database can do, right? You're losing that. I don't have my camera on. I was looking at you and trying to talk to you, but didn't have my camera on. But yeah, if you try to put everything in one table, then that will slow everything down. That's kind of the advantage of having a database with tables, is you have a table. I'm going to use my genre example on this game that I'm doing. So I have horror, sci-fi, fantasy, western. So I would have those different tables, but they might be linked. If they have something in common, or there is a relationship there, then you can link those tables by a field, right? A field key. I think that's what it's called. FK. And then once you have those tables linked together, or you have your tables in your database, and then yes, you create an index then that's kind of takes all of those relationships and puts them together and shows the different ways that you can search across them. But the AI model, if you just, if you tell it that, it should do that automatically, or kind of close to automatically. But you're gonna have to know your relationships. Like, it's not gonna know that. You're gonna have to know how your topics relate to each other, and kind of model out how you want your search to act. I hope I'm helping you, man. I suppose it's kind of hard to explain big things in a simple chat interface. Thank you, man. So yeah, I hope I helped a little bit. And if you want to see, what are you watching on? Are you on Twitch? Yeah. Can you? I don't know Twitch that well, but can you send me a message on Twitch? If you want to send me a message, you can. I'm on X as Ridgetop AI. You can send me a message over there. I'm happy to help any way I can, if I can. You're welcome, man. Hey, give me a follow. I appreciate that. That would help me a lot. If you would just follow me on YouTube. That would help too. Anyway, I appreciate it. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's cool. You're actually my first follower on I've only been doing this a couple weeks, so I'm still bad at it and trying to get better at it. So that's cool. Thank you, man. All right, I'm gonna get off here. It's time for me to go to bed. I gotta go let the dogs out, take care of some real world stuff. So until next time, this is Ridgetop out.